Throughout all of sports history, man has celebrated his victories by throwing inappropriate portions of food. When the Celtics won their first championship, fans threw bagels and cream cheese. When Bobby Orr scored a Stanley Cup-winning goal, fans tossed out crab rangoon. And when Carlton Fisk hit that home run in the World Series, people tried to give him gefilte fish. Sadly, the tradition died out after Greg Nettles hit Bill Lee with a daisy ham. But this lost art lives on at the University of New Hampshire, where hockey fans throw a raw fish onto the ice to celebrate the game's first goal. Inspired by the technique of the famous New Zealand and his boomerang fish, the fish throwers defy opposing teams and defy salmonella by barehanding haddock and hitting the ice. The duties are handled by the Zeta Chi fraternity.
I'm the president and the fish guy.
The title of fish thrower is passed down to one member deemed worthy of the honor.
The only thing is, you need a car, and I was one of the guys at the house to have a car.
You need a car so you can pick up the fish at Tri-State Seafood in Somersworth. That's a big fish bag.
Come on in.
Jeff Jordan has been picking through the pike and pollock to find launchable fish for about 15 years. It started when a UNH student asked for a fish in exchange for tickets to a game against Maine. Did you know what he wanted the fish for the first time?
No. No, not the first time, no.
So were you surprised when they just threw it out on the ice?
Yeah, I was real surprised.
So what does the fish mean?
The brothers back then wanted to make the opposing goalie fish the puck out of the net.
Oh, fish it out of the net. Although it's rarely the goalie fishing the fish off the ice.
Try to get something around, 6 to 8 pounds.
That's a good throwing
10
size.
pounds. If you start getting over 10 pounds, they can get it over the glass, but it usually just drops straight down. Something that would contrast the ice a little bit, something dark like a pollock. This is around 6 pounds.
You take color consideration into it?
Absolutely, okay. Absolutely, yeah. You don't want something too white because nobody's going to see it. One of our favorites is a monkfish.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's a good fish.
The only problem is one time I gave it to him, and the guy that went out on the ice to pick it up grabbed it by its mouth. And I think if you can see it, the teeth are pretty sharp. Ow. So I was feeling kind of bad about that. This is one of our favorites. Of course, you don't want to use it all the time again because people get bored with it, you know? But
variety is the spice of life.
Absolutely.
Even when you're throwing fish, I guess.
Yeah.
You're giving yourself for a good cause.
This is a fish.
Even though it's away from Durham, UNH is considered the home team for this matchup against Dartmouth at the Verizon Wireless Arena. So the guys from Zeta Chi are bringing the fish and sharing their knowledge with everyone.
A fish.
You got a nice haddock today?
I don't know what the hell it is.
Tonight's fish has got some extra attitude because the brothers have left it outside for a couple of days.
I had to lock it up in a cooler and put some bricks on top so animals don't get to it.
For somebody like Maine or BU, BC, try to get a big fish. Somebody like Merrimack, maybe something small, you know. That might be all right for Merrimack right there.
So they walk through a crowded concourse with a dead, dripping saltwater fish in a plastic bag and find their seats near the opposing team's goal. Looks like you guys have an obstacle. You have a net.
We're going right over there. Once they score, we'll walk around the side of the boards and then just like toss it over there. It gets lower right over there.
If you had one of those boomerang fish, you could just hit it right around.
Yeah, we should make one of those.
What happens if they get shut out?
They're shut out? Well, you know, it's never happened, knock on wood, but we just wait and go back and forth to the opposing goalie's side.
But usually, like, after we throw it, we usually just go right up after and, like, wash hands and stuff, because, I mean, we've had it for a few days. It's pretty nasty.
Believe it or not, college hockey's governing body did not always embrace seafood projectiles as acceptable forms of team support. At one point, Hockey East was going to start penalizing home teams if their fans threw things on the ice. These Dartmouth fans threw tennis balls. Not edible, but still a pain to pick up. Now, the fish was nearly banned at UNH, but Coach Dick Umile saved the tradition.
One year at Snively Arena, and the students brought in the fish, and the police are only doing their job. And they saw the fish, and they stopped the fish from coming in. And the students came to me and said, hey, Coach, we can't get the fish in. So I went out there and I told the police, hey, bring the fish in. They said, but Coach, we're going to get a penalty. I said, you know what? We'll kill the penalty. Just bring the fish in. That's more important.
So while the brothers enjoy the first period, the haddock is slowly making its presence felt in the stands. And Mike Perry is contemplating his technique.
I cock back a little bit. You gotta watch out for the people behind you. They usually get pretty messy, but just toss it right over. I remember hitting I think it was an old man, and he wasn't too happy, but he didn't say anything to me. He was just kind of distraught.
Hallmark doesn't have a "I'm sorry I hit you with a fish" card, do they?
No.
But Dartmouth's tenacious D keeps the Wildcats from lighting the lamp. And as the seconds tick down, the brothers have yet to throw their stinky package. So what now, fish boy? That haddock has had it. So the brothers once again carry rotting scrod through the concourse, looking for new seats because the teams are switching nets. It does take a little doing, but eventually, the Wildcats score.
Oh, score by UNH!
UNICEF or somebody might say, boy, there's a lot of people you could have fed over the years with those fish. Do you ever lose any sleep over that?
Not really. I mean, I always kind of wonder what they do with it afterwards.
Later, fish. Mike Perry, fish thrower, will someday retire from the rink and pass down the honor to someone equally gifted.
You need someone who's smart, who has a car.
And frozen food will fly forever. But one word of advice. Be careful whom you high-five.
Control buries it, and the Wildcats are on the board. That means it's time for something fishy here in Durham, New Hampshire. There it is, the tradition, first home goal for UNH. That one looks frozen. That was a big bounce for that fish. I love this tradition, TC.
When the fish is thrown, it's always fun. It's a cool tradition we have here.
Well, I'm part of the Zeta Chi fraternity. We've thrown it for the past 30 years, and I'm the lucky brother with a car who has to go pick it up every Friday afternoon, and it's just always a fun time.
After you score the first goal, you're kind of celebrating with your teammates, and then in the corner of your eye, you'll see a fish flying out. It's just a different thing to see.
It smells kind of bad, so I'm kind of glad I play defense and don't have to go down towards their net front too much.